So, what have I been working on? I present to you the first ever, especially for me, AoE3 Supremacy 22 Civilization Guide ebook / e-course that I will be publishing during next week. And my goodness, you cannot imagine how much fucking work this was. Now, what exactly does this cover? What exactly do I have in here? What exactly is the intention? What exactly is all this? I have written down, originally on Word, and trust me, it was 150 word pages. This has been a while. I've written down 2 build orders for every single civilization. 2 of my personal favorite and most effective build orders for AoE 3 1v1 supremacy. 2 build orders in the written way, coming with the deck that you need to play that build order. Written down in a way where it's easy to understand for, I hope, everyone, if you know the slightest game basics. But that's not where it ends. That's where I fucking get started. Because I thought to myself, well, 22 civs, 44 written build orders, yes, but I personally am more of a watch learner. I don't just like the writing. So what do? Well, how about I record 44 videos of me playing against the AI to showcase each and every single build order. So you can actually not just read how it's done, but watch how it's done. So we already have 44 builds coming with 44 videos. Well, what do we do when we have 44 videos? Well, how about we add another 44? How about I don't just show you how to use a build against an AI, but I demonstrate how to use every single build against an actual pro player. 44 games of actual pro content. What about that? And at that point, I have to thank 3 people that have been helping me to record all these games. And that's King of Osmane, Big Kevin, and Big Ravnak. Those guys have literally been playing a total of 44 games, some of them as sweaty as it gets. It's incredible how sweaty these games were. And honestly, you could be saying, I don't even care about any builds, I just want to watch these games, and I could totally understand. It would be worth it. And I'm still not finished. Because now I thought, so you can see those builds, you can see how I played them against one person, against one civ, and you have them, but now you may enter a game and be like, oh, but this guy's playing Ottoman. Julian was playing against Brits in his guides. What do I do now? So I decided to actually, for every single civilization, write down all 22 matchup descriptions. Sort of briefly, but still. So for every single civ, I am giving you the blueprint how to play every single matchup. I'm telling you which build to use, which works to do, and how to get every single matchup working. Now that was probably the hardest part of the writing. I've been sitting on that one for the longest time, I think. So you'll be able to play every single matchup, see how the build works, know how it's done, and I came to realize I probably am the only person in this game that actually is capable of telling you about every single one of 22 matchups for every single civilization. Just because I am in the lucky position to say I can play every single civ at the highest level. So now we're really at a lot of pages already. But, as usual, we're not done yet. Because now I thought, that's 1v1 supremacy, and as much as most people do play that, some people also play team. So I want to have some value for those too. So guess what? I added another 22 build orders coming with the according deck for every civ. 1 team build order for every civ the way I would play that civ in a team game. And now many of those games, or many of those builds may somewhat be similar to the 1v1 builds, but as usual, I give you all the needed twerks to it. And so now I think we're starting to have a real fucking package. And now you'll be starting to think, well, where is it? How do we access all this? How do we access all this stuff? Do you just share your Word document? Do you have a PDF? How do we do it? And the answer is, this is where it really gets fun. because I started with a Word document, but it was like, wow, this is boring. I wouldn't want to scroll through a 150-page Word document and search for my favorite civ. So instead, me and mostly, honestly, my girlfriend, some of you know her, Glitter, North 20 player streamer, mostly her I've helped, have decided to create a custom website for all of this. And that website is exactly what I will be publishing by the end of next week as a platform for all this. You will not have to do any work yourself. You will literally be able to have a perfectly structured, well, ebook slash e-course, because I think we chose more of a course layout that structures it for every civ, all the videos, all the knowledge, and the decks, and it's put in the most beautiful way you can imagine. And I, on purpose, am not opening that site just yet, because we're going to do some final twerks, and I do want you to just get as excited as it can be when you first see it. And that's what I have in store. And now comes a pressing question. I've read it a few times now. Now, what do I have to do to get this? How do I get my access? What does this thing cost? And I'm going to be honest, that's been a bit tricky because it's been different opinions. So the first time I ever talked about this to someone, I was like, what do you think? The answer was, bro, don't publish it at all. You're ruining your competitive advantage. Don't publish it at all. Yeah, just don't. Well, you may have come to realize I didn't go for this one. We're here, so that's not the option I took. So the second idea was, well, price it properly. You've been working on this for half a fucking year, for 6 months. Make it cost $100, make it cost $200. It's a one-time thing. Yeah, it is probably worth it, but I thought I kind of really want to make this accessible for everyone, like everyone. And in the past, I've come to realize this is an international community. We have so many different currencies. Some people may say dollar, some people may say, oh, but I live in a different country, dollar is a lot. So I haven't gone for $200 and also not for $100. In fact, I'm not at 80, I'm not at 70, I'm not even at 50. I'm actually not even going down to the half of that. I'm not even at $25. We decided, and I personally think I'm probably mostly scamming myself here, but I have decided to bring this out for $19.99 one-time dollars. $19.99 for 6 months of my private life. That's really what it is. $19.99. That's all taxes included I'll have to pay on this. And that's the offer. And I literally put the label on quickly before I could change my mind. Because the more I was working on the website itself as well, I was like, oh boy. Those have been 6 months of my life. Right here, right now. Thanks for the raid, Pago. And so this website is coming out during next week. I'll release it Friday at, I think, 10 GMT. It doesn't run out, so it doesn't matter when you access it. I'll make sure that the link is posted everywhere in time. And yes, I'm very, very happy to present all this. So, now I actually do get to look at this for the first time. So, do we have any pressing questions? I do actually have to go relatively soon, unironically. Do we have any pressing questions that I can quickly answer within a few minutes? So this stream will probably be uploaded to YouTube as well. Can't expect every human being to be there at this precise time, so I'll make sure it's you can rewatch this if you're looking for specific information. I'll add a command probably here. What's the new OnlyFans link? Great question. Do not know the answer. That's the book guarantee, plus 100 elo, Mayas, plus 1,000. Honestly, it's whatever you make it. It's whatever you make it. The builds are as good as it gets. The builds are all that I use, and whatever you do with the book, that's what it's going to be. You answer the contributions has its Great question. She supported it mentally, mostly. Mentally. Another patch, another book. That's not a bad one. With future patches, I will simply look to update the according sections. That may not always happen within one day. I may need some proper testing myself, but I am aiming to just update the according sections through the updates. And that will be a lot of fucking work too. But there's no extra cost planned. It's not going to be like, oh, please, $5 more. I updated everything. If it's yours, it's yours. Does book have pictures? Well, yes and no. The website, we have included a lot of graphics, but it won't be pictures to explain what is being written. That would literally mean I have to put in a frame for every line. That would be too much. So instead, it's really just a video, but there is illustration on the website. So in a way, yes. And new photos. Only high quality questions. How many chickens can I donate? What about when they released the new Civ this year? Good question as well, the new Civs. I mean to include this. I will update it. I don't know how much work this will be and where I will be. I can't promise you yet this will just come in free. It might just be an extra section, but if any, it would be like $2 or whatever, just appropriately to the rest of the book. Maybe I'll just do it for free extra. It really comes down to how I feel by then. I can't tell you just yet, but it will be updated. Everything will always be included. We'll see. Like I said, most of my motivation comes in through just knowing how much value I'll provide. Because I've been receiving like so many questions over weeks, months, on Discord, on Twitch, on YouTube. Like people ask so many questions everywhere, so many things. And I just figured I can put this in one place. I can do that. I can absolutely do that. And I'm doing it. And so this is really what this is. It goes live on Friday. Friday, what's in 1 week? 17th. Friday 17th, 10 GMT. That's when I'll spam this link everywhere. Is this legal? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. There's some taunts. 20-month payment. Is that just different currency? I wouldn't know what 99C is. Yes, stereo taxes will be paid. I actually have been tax consulted for this. Been tax consulted for this to not make any mistakes. It's brilliant. Alright. Oh! I forgot one special extra thing that I put at the end of it. Now I just read it. Yes. I have added, because, as I said, I've written 22 matchup descriptions for every Civ, and I've structured this where I say above a matchup, this is an A matchup, this is a B matchup, a C matchup, a good, bad, or mid matchup. What does this give me the opportunity to do? And I've seen stereotype this earlier. Yes, at the end of the book, I have put the calculation-based Civilization 1v1 tier list. The tier list will be included. I have precisely calculated for you which Civs have how many good, bad, and mid matchups, and as much as some of these things may come as very obvious, I think some of these will surprise you. Seeing how some Civs that are rather seen as mediocre have actually a good amount of good matchups. So the tier list will be at the end of this, and as usual, the tier list will be updated with patches. So yes, the big tier list. Whether you agree with all of it or not, I don't really care. This is, in the end, it's based off my opinion on all these matchups. But I think this is the closest I've ever gotten to making an accurate tier list for this game. And I can promise you Malta is not an S tier. Yes. Yes. Here's where it's at. 84 matchup. If that's what it comes down to, I have literally, I think it's like 3, sometimes 4 word pages for each civilization. It's writing down Aztec, Brit, China, Mirror, Ethiopia, etc., 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 down to the last one. So if that's 484, then I have written 484 matchups. I wrote down each matchup. Doesn't mean I wrote a book about each matchup. It's rather brief. I'll always say I've already written down the builds, right? So I'll be like, choose this build order and do these twerks. Like if that's the build, sometimes I'll say just bot down the build order. Sometimes I'll say do this instead of this, do this, do that, do this. So some matchups you will see like it's just a brief explanation. Some it's a little more, and it's really however much input I thought is really needed on every matchup. What is the single worst matchup in the game? I don't know. I can tell you what the worst Civ is, but you should see for yourself when it comes out. A few Civs really have surprising amount of lack of good matchups, even lack of okay matchups, just mostly bad matchups. I mean, I think which should be on the news. You're so sweet. Man, I'm so glad so many of you are here, and I'm so glad that everyone seems to be as excited about this as I am. That's really what my most, like, my dearest intention really was. I really just hoped everyone is going to be as excited about this as I was when I was writing it. All right. If there is no more questions, then I will call this a wrap here, I think. Yeah, and you may know this is not financially motivated. Like, $20 a copy is, well, like what an access, I should say, because it's an access more than a download. But might not turn out to be worth it for me, but I don't care. It's good for you, and therefore it's good for me. I have fun with knowing that you will appreciate this, and yes,